Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel. So it's always exciting to try out a new airline, especially when it's one that you've been wanting to fly with for quite a long time. I've always wanted to fly with Etihad Airways in their business class studios, or in this case, their business class suites, which is what we're going to be doing today on a good 13-hour flight from New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport to Abu Dhabi. This flight will be operated by Etihad's brand new two-class Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Etihad uses Terminal 4 at New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport, which is primarily used by Delta Airlines and a variety of international carriers. The business class check-in area for Etihad Airways is located right next to that of Virgin Atlantic's upper class, and the lines weren't really that packed, considering that there's only 32 business suites to fill on this Dreamliner. In addition to Etihad's business class passengers, top-tier status holders of the Etihad guest program are entitled to use the business check-in lane. As there's no dedicated security lane for business class passengers flying out of JFK Terminal 4, having TSA certainly helped, even though the line was over 10 minutes long. Directly past the security checkpoint is the entrance to the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. The Sapphire lounges at both New York JFK and Washington Dulles are unique because they are made in partnership with Etihad Airways, so an Etihad premium cabin ticket is guaranteed to get you into this lounge, besides the Chase Sapphire Reserve or JP Morgan Reserve. In addition to the Chase cardholders and Etihad passengers, this lounge sometimes operates on a waitlist throughout the day. You won't have to wait if you're flying Etihad in first or business class. Upon entering the lounge, you'll notice the front desk with the Chase and Etihad logo. I have to say that Chase has managed to hire some of the most professional and hospitable staff for their lounges. Directly past the front desk is the main seating area and the bar. The lounge features velvety soft textures, brassy gold accents, and it feels well put together like someone's nicely upholstered living room, and I wish there were more airport lounges out there shooting for this look. While the lounge itself was quite packed during my visit, it wasn't that difficult to find a comfortable seat because the Chase Sapphire Lounge here in JFK offers plenty of it. A lot of the seating in this lounge features table space for either eating or working. The Sapphire Lounge displays artwork from the JP Morgan artwork collection. I don't know that much about art, but I can say that it was very beautiful. As far as food, the Sapphire Lounges fare pretty well. In my personal opinion, probably a lot better than what you'll get at American Express and Cherry lounges. Food is individually plated, which kind of elevates the experience from taking food at a buffet. I highly recommend the cauliflower curry and the burrata, both of which are on point. And if the buffet selection doesn't impress you, you can scan the QR code to order food and beverages directly to your table, such as the Asian-inspired Sapphire noodles or the Sapphire burger. Compared to many other airport lounges, the Chase Sapphire lounges have an amazing beverage selection with cocktails and spirits. Their signature beverage is the Sapphire cocktail, and you can order any of the cocktails non-alcoholic as well at a complimentary fee. There's also a pretty decent selection of wines available in the lounge, and feel free to pause the video for a closer look. You'll find sparkling wine, red wine, and white wine. In addition to the wine, you'll also notice the selection of draft beer. Besides the bar, you'll find a self-serve non-alcoholic beverage station with coffee, tea. The coffee in the lounge is supplied by Joe's Coffee, which is a local New York-based company. As you can see, there's a really impressive selection, and you also have some desserts, such as some brownies, squares, and cookies. On the other side of the lounge, opposite of the entrance, is some restaurant-style seating in a nice, modern, and plush ambiance, and in addition, you'll find plenty of seating at this quiet area of the lounge located over here, with a well-decorated fireplace and some modern artwork. There's one work-style cubicle which isn't really that private, but it is good for getting some work done. I'd say the cubicles in other airport lounges are a lot nicer, and in addition you have some more seating in a quiet ambiance. It should be easy to find a seat here compared to the other side of the lounge. The bathrooms in the lounge are relatively clean and spacious compared to many other bathrooms in airport lounges. Of course, it definitely doesn't have the most modern feel or the most chic feel compared to the bathrooms in the Amex Centurion lounge, though this is actually pretty nice. The lounge also offers shower suites, which you can reserve to use. Unlike a lot of other Sapphire lounges, as this one is made in partnership with Etihad Airways, you'll find amenities that cater to Etihad travelers, such as prayer rooms. From the Sapphire Lounge, I made my way over to gate A5, located in the A concourse of JFK's Terminal 4. There she is in her beautiful and glorious Etihad livery. Etihad 787s to feature these brand new swanky cabin interiors are registered as A6BNE, A6BNG, and A6BNF, which are our aircraft for today's flight. According to Etihad CEO Antonaldo Neves, these three new 787s do not feature first-class apartments because these business-class suites offer a first-class seat experience. Boarding commenced through one jet bridge, and as economy boarding piled up, the business-class passengers were allowed to cut straight ahead.
What are you?
From a passenger's perspective, the 787 is truly an incredible aircraft. The 787 is a fuel-efficient, quiet, and smooth aircraft, which makes it perfectly suited for long-haul travel. Based on the time of day, the cabin mood lighting can be dimmed at certain levels to help emit jet lag and help passengers get some sleep. And of course, we can't forget about the large dimmable windows, which are electronically controlled with a dimming shade. Business class is not the only cabin on this aircraft to have received an upgrade. Etihad opted for brand new economy class seats on their new 787s, which feature a similar weird headrest design. However, the tray tables are slightly larger, and there's a modern, crisp touchscreen IFE at every seat. I'd have to say that the 333 configuration in economy class is more generous than the 343 configuration found on some larger wide-body aircraft. With that said, let's head back into business class and let's go for a seat tour, starting off with the large touchscreen IFE, which can be controlled by using the touchscreen, or you can use the IFE remote located at the side of the seat within the seat console. It's definitely not the most convenient location, but it's definitely not that bad of a location as well. Beneath that is the sturdy tray table, which is a thick wooden piece. You can easily fold it over and push it back into its area to stow. Beneath that is a lot of leg room. Upon boarding, you'll find a thick Armani Casa blanket, as well as the leg rest under which you can stow shoes or bags. To the side of the seat is a water bottle holder, as well as the safety card pocket, which also houses the air sickness bag. Moving on to your left or right side of the seat is the seat console with the seat controls, as well as a pretty large fake marble surface. Within the seat storage area is the IFE remote, headphone jack, as well as the USB port and a universal outlet. There's a decent amount of storage space for your phone, and the IFE remote pops out like so. It actually feels quite good to hold it, even though there's no screen on it to view the moving map. One of the most unique features of this business class seat is the wireless charger. And of course, we can't forget out the main literature pocket, which houses the Inflight magazine. Yay, not many airlines offer those, as well as the menu card upon boarding. And of course, we have the signature Etihad lamp found at every seat, which adds a lot of coziness. And in addition to the lamp, you'll find a reading light located to the side of the seat. The seat itself is very plush, very pretty, and comfortable to sit in. It's equipped with a shoulder strap necessary for taxi, takeoff, and landing. Next to the seat is an adjustable armrest, as well as the sliding door, which is currently in the locked position, as Etihad does not have the approval to let passengers close the doors on the 787 yet. Instead, you'll need to be traveling on the A350 to enjoy this feature. Currently in the United States, Etihad flies the A350s daily between Abu Dhabi and Chicago. And located in front of you is a small yet kind of bizarre coat hook. In addition, you'll find a second reading light, as well as individual air vents. For the bedding, Etihad Airways partnered with Armani Casa, so each business class suite upon boarding is stocked with a thick pillow, which is very comfortable, as well as the memory foam mattress pad with the signature Etihad colors. In front of you, located on the ottoman, is where you'll find the blanket, which suits the bedding well. The Armani Casa bedding is definitely a step up compared to what Etihad previously offered with just a pillow and blanket. Located in the side storage console, you'll find a pair of noise-canceling headphones that fit comfortably, and in addition, you will find the amenity kit, which has a pattern on it inspired by the rolling desert sands of Abu Dhabi. These amenity kits are definitely a step up compared to the Aqua de Parma amenity kits Etihad previously offered in business class. The amenity kit Etihad provides in business class is well stocked with luxury skincare items provided by premium brand Espa. The amenity kits Etihad provides in business class are made in collaboration with Giorgio Armani. The Espa skincare products consist of lip balm, face mist, which isn't found in many amenity kits, and a bottle of body lotion. In addition, you'll find a set of earplugs, as well as the smallest dental kit you're going to come across in an amenity kit. And last but not least, of all my favorite amenities, the Etihad branded eye mask. Let's have a look at the menu card, which is printed onto this thick, massive sheet of paper. The menu itself is oh so impressive compared to what you'll get on most other airlines, though I think Qatar Airways still does a better job with the food and drink. Feel free to pause the video for a closer look. Etihad offers an industry-leading dine-on-demand service in business class, which is something closer to a first-class service standard rather than your typical business. However, unlike Emirates and Qatar Airways, Etihad offers an all-day menu rather than a formal breakfast service. If you're not really feeling that hungry but still want a light snack, you can order anything from the all-day menu at any time during the flight. I wish more airlines did this. The dinner selection on Etihad is actually quite impressive, with a selection of appetizers, entrees, and desserts, though I do wish that Etihad had a few more appetizers to choose from. The beverage selection isn't as impressive compared to what you'll get on other airlines, though it's definitely much better than what you'll get on a United, Delta, American, or any other US or European carrier. There's a really good selection of mocktails, coffees, and teas, and I wish more airlines put an emphasis on the non-alcoholic beverages like Emirates, Etihad, and Qatar. 3 mocktails on Etihad Airways is not nearly as impressive as like 5 mocktails on Qatar Airways, though this is still a really impressive selection. And like Qatar Airways, Etihad's signature beverage is the lemon mint. You'll also find a menu written in Arabic, and in addition, you'll find the wine list. In addition to the wines, you'll also find the selection of alcoholic beverages Etihad has to offer in business class in a separate menu that's separate from the main beverage selection. Feel free to pause the video for a closer look. In addition, on the back, you'll find the wine selection, such as champagne, white wine, and red wine. The service Etihad Airways provides in business class by a multilingual and multinational cabin crew is really impressive. Pre-departure beverages were offered prior to pushback, and I opted for Etihad's signature lemon mint, which Qatar Airways does a lot better. The crew also came around and handed out hot towels.
My name is Ross Fernando. It's a pleasure having you with us on board. Joining with me the flight deck, Senior First Officer Mohammed. It's a long flight, so we have 2 sets of pilots, led by Senior Captain Giri and Senior First Officer Ahmed. Also, a lovely cabin crew led by Cabin Manager Swarna. Welcome you both for EY04 and our flight to Abu Dhabi.
For the members of the Etihad guest program, welcome back. In order not to interfere with the aircraft's navigational equipment, switch off all electronics or set them to flight mode. Retratos in crossing, thank you.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحان الذي سخر لنا هذا وما كنا له مقرنين وإنا إلى ربنا لمنقلبون صدق الله العظيم.
Welcome on board today's flight. Your safety and wellness are our priority, so we appreciate your full attention as we take you through this demonstration. Your seatbelt must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. Handheld electronic devices such as mobile phones must now be switched off or set to flight mode. If your electronic device is damaged, overheats, or falls into your seat, do not attempt to move your seat. If emergency oxygen is required during the flight, masks will automatically drop down from the panel above you. Place it over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. The safety card in your seat area provides important safety information, including exit signs and the correct braced position for your seat.
Hey, listen up, I've tried to tell you this 100 times. Not getting better by lying there pretending to cry. You on repeat, you can see, cause you have closed your eyes. You say you listen, but you're missing what it's all about. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now.
Like Emirates and Qatar Airways, Etihad has a special name for its in-flight entertainment system, though the name e-box doesn't sound as impressive as Works One or Emirates Ice. The IFE screen is relatively large and it can be controlled by using the touch screen, or you can use the IFE remote, which pops out from the side of the seat. Unlike other IFE remotes in business class, Etihad's doesn't have a screen on it, so you're not able to view the moving map, though it does feel pretty good to hold this thing. As this is a brand new aircraft, the IFE system is really modern, crisp, and responsive. Within the IFE system is a flight attendant call button, and you can even control the lighting of your suite. After selecting your language, you can choose if you want to view kids entertainment or the regular entertainment options. The selection of movies with e-box entertainment is quite impressive and lengthy that you can spend your entire flight simply deciding on what to watch, and today's flight to Abu Dhabi was about 13 hours. There's also a dedicated slot where you can view the Holy Quran, as well as a slot for information about Etihad Airways. As far as TV options, you can watch HBO Max TV, as well as live TV such as live sports. The TV selection Etihad offers is really impressive, and it's also quite lengthy like the movies. There are plenty of movie and TV genres to choose from, such as kids, lifestyle, action, comedy, and drama, just to name a few. Through the e-box entertainment system, you'll also find a selection of games. What I really liked about this IFE system is that it's fairly easy to search for what you want to watch with all of the genre filters. As far as live TV, Etihad Airways has a really impressive selection with several news and sports channels to choose from. One of the coolest features of this IFE system is that you can order food and drinks directly to your seat, though for some reason that feature didn't work on this flight. Etihad's in-flight Wi-Fi packages can go for as little as $9.99. One of the best part of these three new Boeing Dreamliners is that they feature high-speed ViSat Wi-Fi. In business class, there are 2 lavatories, both of which are located in the forward galley. The lavatory on Etihad 787 is quite spacious, and inside you'll find a pretty large sink. The lavatory itself is quite large, though I wish it was more spacious as those on other wide-body aircraft. There's a foot pedal to open the trash, which I kinda like, and I wish more lavatories had this. Like the amenity kits, we'll also find some premium skincare products provided by ESPA in the lavatory. The bathroom features a wall with a triangular geometric pattern, kind of inspired by Etihad's logo, and in addition you'll find a full-length mirror and a baby changing table. The toilet seat is a pretty generous size, and you will find a contactless flush. This is a common feature found in lavatories on most 787 Dreamliners. There's also a lot of counter space, so I'd say a good lavatory overall. The meal service commenced about 30 minutes post-departure when I was offered some warm nuts as well as a beverage of choice. I opted for the butterfly effect, which is one of 3 mocktails. Tonight's occasion started out with the Arabic mezza, which is one of 3 appetizers on the menu, consisting of a variety of Mediterranean appetizers. On the side, you'll find a selection of artisan breads, a slab of butter, a salad, as well as olive oil vinaigrette, and the salt and pepper. The silverware and glassware for meals in business class is supplied from Armani Casa, and I love the way that the salt and pepper is presented. The Giorgio Armani logo adds a luxurious touch. While the meal itself is presented on a tray, which I don't generally like, the presentation itself is actually quite impressive compared to most other airlines. I then had the vegetable kofta for my entree, which was absolutely delicious. I'm really happy that Etihad included a common staple on a menu with far more sophisticated options. The kofta was cooked in a flavorful sauce with the right amount of spice and flavor. I wrapped up the meal with the mocha mascarpone tart, which had a hint of coffee and tasted wonderfully. I then requested the crew for a cup of green tea, which was served in this porcelain mug presented on this beautiful tray. Served alongside the tea was a Godiva chocolate, and I wish that more airlines presented beverages like Etihad Airways on a beautiful tray like this. This shows the attention to detail that Etihad takes with its meal service. After indulging in a bunch of solids and liquids, a nap is necessary to digest those sugars and turn them into fats. With that said, let's check out the business class bed on Etihad Airways, which is absolutely comfortable, decked out in a memory foam mattress pad, as well as a plush pillow and blanket provided from Armani Casa. The bed itself is really plush and comfortable for an ultra-long-haul flight, but definitely not as impressive as that in the Q suites. Speaking of Qatar Airways, flight attendants on Etihad only offer turn-down service on request. The armrest can be lowered to allow for more space while sleeping. In bed mode, there's plenty of space for your legs and knees to stretch out. Even without a mattress pad, this is one of the best business class beds in the sky. Unlike Emirates and Qatar Airways, Etihad has an all-day menu in business class for their ultra-long-haul flights, and after waking up, I decided to order a light breakfast item. I opted for the mango chia seed bowl, which was served alongside a bowl of fresh fruit, as well as some breakfast pastries. This was definitely a nice and refreshing option. The pastries were flavorful, and the fruit on the side tasted great as well. This paired really nicely with the decaf iced latte. I wish there were more airlines out there offering quality coffee drinks. After having a light breakfast, I decided to stretch my legs with a walk through the Dreamliner cabin. More than halfway in flight attendants came through the cabin and offered water bottles to each business class passenger. In the galley, flight attendants set up a snack basket where passengers could come stretch their legs and grab a snack before returning to their seat. I opted not to take anything because you can order food and beverages directly to your seat, though there is a pretty decent selection of sweet and savory snacks. Etihad's Inflight magazine, also known as the Atlas, is truly one of the best out there. The magazine contains news articles, information about Etihad Airways, as well as information about exotic travel destinations. Before arrival in Abu Dhabi, I requested the crew for a decaffeinated flat white, which was beautifully presented on a tray alongside a baked cookie and a madeleine. In just 13 hours of my first Etihad flight, I've become quite fond of their business class product. Etihad puts luxury over fun in business class, and they don't try to go for that wow factor like Emirates or Qatar Airways. They don't have bars on their A380s, nor do they have a revolutionary and outstanding business class product on majority of their 777s and A350s. It's typically quieter in business on Etihad, as there's less couples on their honeymoons and less solo travelers on business. If I were desperate to sleep or relax, I'd certainly fly with Etihad again, as it's typically pretty quiet in business, so it's easy to relax in a small cabin, which the 787 offers. With that said, let's discuss the concluding thoughts of the Etihad Airways business class experience.
Has fallen, I'll be around. I'll be there night and day. I'll be there both night and day. Until the stars have fallen onto the ground. I'll be there night and day. Be there both night and day. Now the pages are turning under the clouds. Got used to the hiding, now you're feeding the doubt. Let me show you the silver lining, how to tame them and then to ride them.
Ground experience at JFK was quite impressive, as was the Chase Sapphire Lounge Etihad's premium cabin passengers get access to when flying out of New York. Considering that at the time of this video being posted, Etihad flies the A380s to New York, this lounge kind of operates on a wait list throughout the day, in addition to all of the card holders who get lounge access. But other than that, it's truly a great lounge with incredible food and seating options. The seat is quite comfortable for an ultra-long-haul flight, like ours from New York to Abu Dhabi, with plenty of legroom and storage space. Wireless charging and the optional door are some of the best parts of this business class seat, though even without a door, it's already quite private. So with all factors considered, the seat earns 5 out of a possible 5 stars. The food and drink offerings in Etihad Business Class are truly some of the best out there in the airline industry. The best part is that Etihad offers dine on demand, which means that you can eat what you want when you want. This is a service standard that's closer to first class rather than your typical business, which sets Etihad apart from most other carriers. The Arabic mezza I had as my appetizer, as well as the kofta and the dessert, were all very flavorful and delicious. My only complaint on the food is that they don't serve it restaurant style like Qatar Airways, and instead it's provided on a tray. But aside from that, this is definitely a really great business class experience as far as the onboard food offerings, so 4.8 stars here. Etihad's e-box entertainment system is one of the best out there, though it's not as impressive as what you'll find on Emirates or Qatar Airways. The design of the IFE system is quite impressive because it's really easy to search for what you want, and there's also a lengthy selection of movies and TV shows. One of the best features is that you can use your personal mobile device to control the IFE system if you don't feel like using the remote. As Etihad favors luxury over fun with their business class product, it's expected that Etihad provides luxurious amenities, which they do. The memory foam mattress pad is a game changer when sleeping, especially with a thick pillow and comfortable blanket. Not too long ago, Etihad Airways partnered with Giorgio Armani and Espa for the amenity kits that they offer in their premium cabins, and the amenity kit contents are actually quite impressive for a long-haul flight, with plenty of luxurious Espa skincare products. On flights 9 hours or longer, Etihad announced that it would provide comfortable loungewear in business class, though it was a huge disappointment not to find it on today's flight. The service provided by a proactive, multilingual, and multinational cabin crew made up for all of the small mishaps I encountered with this business class experience. Flight attendants work constantly through the cabin to offer extra beverages and amenities. Overall, Etihad's business class is definitely much better than what I was expecting it was going to be. And at the end of the day, if you find yourself at the pointy end of an Etihad 787, I guarantee that you're going to have a terrific time.
Good evening and welcome to Abu Dhabi Zayed International Airport. Local time here is approximately 5 minutes to 7 in the evening. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the aircraft has stopped completely and the seatbelt sign is switched off. Please take care when opening overhead storage compartments and ensure that you have all your personal belongings with you as you leave the aircraft. Remember that smoking is not permitted until you're within a designated smoking area of the airport. Handheld electronics may not be switched on. Thank you for choosing to fly with Etihad Airways, the national airline of the United Arab Emirates. It has been a pleasure taking care of you today. Thank you.
Bye, thank you. Well guys, we made it to Abu Dhabi where I have about 4 hours before my connecting flight on Etihad's A321. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and that was Etihad Airways' brand new business class on the Boeing 787 from New York to Abu Dhabi.